Hello, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar students. Here I am Dr. Anjaya, S. Anjaya is delivering the audio video lesson on first semester definition and scope and significance of history. In that part, I am going to we are going to discuss on nature of history. Nature of history. In that nature of history, what is nature of history is that. So, nature of history, the here history nature is that history is adopted scientific method. Scientific method means while collecting the data and verification of the data and synthesizing the data and analyzing the data, and so that is way systematic way, systematical, chronological, genealogical way the method is applied for the applied to the brought out the history books or history record. So, that it is scientific method we are using while writing the history. So, and also while presenting the narration, we are presenting in a attractive way. So, that it is called an art. So, that history is an science and art. Then history, time factor, time is essence in history. It deals with the series of events at specific points in time. So, that history without time, history of the geographical area and also a time in which period the history is occurred, that deals in the history. Then history, in history are the just so history is not just interested in facts, but it is finding the causes and significance behind the events, why these events are occurred, what was the cause, why this happened, what was the causes and why and how these are happened, these events are happened based on the geographical area and points area, the history is the causality or the events. Then another one is that history is always human centric. It is the process of human development over time, means history always deals about the human beings study. It is it will not deal about the animals and other things, only history is the human being is activities with other nature. So, that history is the human centric record. It is not other things are excluded from the history. So, history is a catalog of events, scientific analysis is also included in history. Historian is that he has to gather, interpret, evaluate and explain. So, that it is a nature of history is called scientific scientific method. It is then key proposals in the nature of history is that history is built on a real events and evidences. History is built on real events and evidences, that is called it is a proven fact. History is a proven fact. Then second aspect is that history repeats itself. A debate is there, the historians stating that history repeats itself, some are disagreeing that. So, history repeats itself means there is no progress. So, history appears to be repeat itself, first world war, second world war. So, that history repeats in League of Nations, United Nations organization, it appears to be so repeats itself, but same, not in similar way, details are differ, not in a similar way. So, that is called history does not repeat itself, it always progress. Then And third aspect is that history, contemporary history is a contemporary history. Why contemporary history? Past is always studied through the lens of present day concerns. Present day what is important is only only we going to the past. Whatever present is the historian. The present historian is covering only whatever needed to the present people. Those aspects are studying by the historians. Means it is called all history is a contemporary history. Then another one, fourth key proposal of nature of history is that history is a dialogue between the past and present. Dialogue means discussion between the past and present. Past, the present is influencing the past. So the present is historian, past is facts. So without the present historian, without facts he cannot explain the history, he cannot write the history. So facts are needed, present historian is ideal, is historian is needed, so that present and past is in dialogue, discussion continuously, the way the past, present, past each other depended, and continuously it leads to the, it guides to the future. That is called dialogue between the past and present. Is definition is given by the E.H. Carr. Then another one is that aspect of the nature of history, predictive interpretation. History will predict. Historical events which are occurring in the past based, past events based, we can predict the future also, interpret the future also, predict. See, Winston Churchill, when Britishers are withdrawn from the India, so lot of bloodshed will occur at the time of withdrawal from India. So that he was expected the lot of bloodshed, violence when the Britishers Britishers withdrawn from India while giving independence. That was occurred. Means it based on the some past facts, we can so it can guess the future also, future predictive. So then that is called predictive interpretation, can give by some of the great people. So then value judgments means historian may judge past actions, morality means value judgment, past. Say example, slavery was wrong now, but where it is originated, how it is, we are judging it. So we are judging it is a wrong, means based on the roots. Now another one is that the so the historian, so the conclusion, historian, see nature of history, gather facts and interpret the, evaluate the, explain the facts. Now so nature of history. Then another one, diverse historical perspectives. Some of them are linear view. History is seen as straight line moving from unknown past to the unknown future. So means history linear way progressing, line by line, but some of them are cyclical view. Cyclical view means history moves in a cycle, means man births and man mature and man die. This is a cyclical way, but it is cyclical way, it is going, it is wrong because it is no progress. So that it is, some of them cyclical view is some aspect it may be correct, but linear view is ultimately it is correct, because without linear way it is progressing history. Without that, without progress, continuously rising, falling and again rising, it is no progress. So that is then great men theory. History proposes that universal history, essentially the work of great individuals like Lord Buddha and Napoleon. Universal history means great people provided the lot of philosophical aspects. So, that way Lord Buddha, Napoleon, these alive for a great men, be a biography of great men. So, the great men creates the history through this. Thus, linear view, cyclical view, great men theory, great men creates the history, not ordinary people. So, that is way we are going to conclude this part of nature of history. Then, so dear Ambedkar students, thank you, this part is over.